This is part 2 of Void Opal Mining. Optimizing your ship was part 1. That included engineering modules for Void Opal Mining and also setting up your fire groups. In this video, I want to go into finding Void Opals. And I'm not in the ASP now, I'm going to use the Anaconda. So let's restock. Always remember to pick up your limpets. And since this uses a lot of cargo, I have 180 tons of, or 160 tons of cargo space here. I'm not going to fill up all of them. I'm going to, let's say, put 130 out of the 160 limpets in there. And I probably still will have to jettison some limpets. So this ship is the Anaconda. It's very suitable for mining. It can jump 26.2 light years. And just want to quickly go through this. Here this has many hard points. I have actually installed some defenses as well, besides also 2 mining lasers, 3 mining lasers, and I have my seismic charge launcher and abrasion blaster as in the previous video. Then on the utility mounts, I have quite a bit of defenses as well, including some shield boosters. The reason I can do that is because I've engineered my power plant, my thrusters, my frameshift drive, my sensors. And also, I have a pretty powerful shield generator. Now, I have a 6A fuel scoop. This is going to scoop a lot of fuel at a time. We have a lot of slots, so we can do a lot of things. And then I include a fighter hangar. So I also take a crew member with me. And so here on a crew, I have a lightweight, harmless, or mostly harmless crew member that I'm going to set active. This guy takes 2% of my profits. He's harmless. But what this does is, if I get attacked in the ring, he will draw the fire until I can boost away and fly away. So this is just a little bit of fun with an Anaconda. It has so many slots and so much space that you can do a lot of things. Frankly, it doesn't make sense to have too much cargo space. More than 180 is a lot. It'll take you hours to fill that ship. It's better to minimize, to do it with as much as you are comfortable with losing. Because should you get attacked, you will get interdicted. And should you get killed with a full cargo of Void Opals, are you willing to lose it? That's basically the question. Or something happens and your PlayStation crashes, right? So for me, it's fun with the Anaconda, but if I put 300, half a billion credits worth of Void Opals in the load, and I get killed, I'm not going to be very happy if I lose it. So something I want to do today is test the theory that I have, and that is that planets that show the reserves as being depleted in the system map has nothing to do with the rings. So I'm going to go to a system which is supposedly depleted, and we're going to see if there are any Void Opals there and how depleted the rings really are. So this system is called L25B, no, sorry, 258-146. And I have a little Bluetooth keyboard that I've attached to my PlayStation, and that's why you don't see the keyboard active there. It's a little bit faster for me typing. I've installed or I purchased a livery for this ship. This is the red incandescent livery, and so it looks menacing, but in reality it is not. Let's head over to that system.
Frameshift drive charging.
And the reason I picked it is because the planets are fairly close to the nav beacon, and it has 5 planets with icy rings, all of them showing as being depleted. So let's go check out if they are really depleted, or if depleted means it's the planet surface that's depleted. That's what I want to find out today. Alright, so let's head over to the system map. And here it is. 5 planets with icy rings. Let's go to the first one. Let's look at it. It says icy. And actually it says unexplored. At the moment I haven't been to the system yet, in other words. Let's scoop with that 6A. See how fast I can fill up this tank. Sometimes you can just slow down your super cruise and hang about without going around the sun and not going too close. But this fuel scoop scoops so fast that you barely get around the sun before it activates and you've got a tank full again. So this is still unexplored, and we'll get it in a minute. There it is. Alright, we're going to watch the seconds there. 24, 22, 21, 19 seconds, 17, 18, 15, and I'm going to slow down. Otherwise, I might do the loop of shame. Let's keep this in the lower part of the blue. There I can see this planet and its rings starting to show up. I'm not going to fly to it right away. I'm going to position myself here above it. And in the meantime, activate the surface scanner. Now you see under the surface scanner it says it's in red on the left side of my HUD, and it says out of range. So we don't want to be out of range, we want to be too fast. There we go, too fast. Now we can slow down, activate the scanner, and all right.
Surface scan complete.
Let's see, what do we have? We have use the filter and select points of interest. So here we have resource extraction sites, but no void opals. Alright. Now the planets are still not, we're going to go to the next planet, but they're still unexplored. So we can either use the FSS, or I'll just go to the system map. Select the next planet. We'll go to the next planet and see if it has any void opals. If it doesn't, go to the next planet. Something you can do is fly above the plane of all the orbits, like so, or below it, and hopefully you'll end up in a good position to see the entire ring. And my sensors are scanning. It says unexplored. Sensors are scanning. You can also hear them scan. Hear that? This clicking sound. That's the sensor scanning this planet. And there we have it. It's given you a name now. All right, let's slow down. Out of range. We want to get to within 2. 7, 6 light seconds, 5, 4, 3, and there. About 2 light seconds, your surface scanner starts to work. So let's scan these 2 rings. Or this 1 ring.
Surface scan complete.
Nothing. Go to the next one. This one says depleted reserves. And also says depleted reserves. So perhaps I am wrong. I'm again going to fly above the plane of all these, or below the plane of all these orbits. And that should position me in a nice angle with the planet so I can see the entire ring. There it is. And we just want to get within 2 light seconds. And then activate the surface scanner. A little bit closer. Oh, he wants me to get within 2 million miles, I guess.
Surface scan complete.
Okay. Now, what did we pick up? We can look on the panel. Just a resource extraction site. So, maybe these rings are in fact completely depleted. But we've just got one more planet to go. This one. It has 2 icy rings. Let's go there. Now I have mined in systems or on planets rings that are said to be common, and I found very good mine avoid opals in there. So I'm not exactly sure how this works. Oh no.
Surface scan complete.
God.
Surface scan complete.
Well, we have a void opal hotspot. And high. So this will be a good place if you have these resource extraction sites that are high. Then that is a good place to mine for materials, and you'll use your mining laser. without a refinery. Put the refinery somewhere in a station, store it, or sell it. Come without a refinery, and you can pick up a lot of materials. But the void opals here, let's go see if we can find void opals. The best thing to do, it's very convenient if the void opals are in the shadow of the planet. That gives you a better view of the void opals. And then if they're in the light of the star, using your infrared, you can then see the void opal asteroids much easier. This time we're not in the shadow, and it's going to be maybe a little bit more challenging to see, but we can still mine. Some rings have multiple void opal hotspots all around, so you can often find one that's inside of the shadow. That's a nice place to mine. So look for a system like that and go mine that. I'm going to land here. I like to land here about between 1,000, 2,000 or so miles from the kilometers from the hotspot. I know. I'm a little closer than I like, but that's all right. Now what I'd like to do is I want to get underneath this ring. I want to get a little bit closer. So let me select my pulse wave scanner. And I've got the prospecting or prospector limpet controller on 2, pulse wave on 1. Let's see what happens. There I got scanned. This is an enemy ship that scanned me. See, one of these ships back here has just scanned me. This is a security service. Oh, this is security service. That's good. This is security service that scanned me. So there's security here. That's good. It means I won't. It's less likely to get attacked. But once you get scanned, you're fine, and they won't attack you unless you have void opals in your cargo or anything valuable. So have an empty cargo just with limpets, and you're fine. Do not go to the main menu and come back. Then you'll have to. It's better to go and empty your cargo before you come back mining. Because if you have a full cargo, they'll scan you again once you've been into the main menu of the game. Alright, so now I'm going to put all my pips in my engines, accelerate, and fly to that hotspot. And I'm going to start activating head look. Look for void opals. And also activate my infrared. What's going on here? Now this asteroid here looks fairly bright and yellow, but it's not bright enough. Or is it? That's the wrong shape. That is definitely not a void opal asteroid. And but we can do it anyway. I'm going to the prospector at it. Was too fast. Open the cargo hatch to slow down. See, I don't see any fissures. So this is definitely not a void opal asteroid.
Asteroid scan complete.
Now this one's very bright over here, but it's not yellow, it's orange. So this is also not a void opal asteroid. You can ignore that one. And it doesn't look like a void opal asteroid either. Hopefully we'll see one here. Close the cargo hatch to go faster. Boost a few times. That's not it. If you put your center of your screen right on the edge of the black and the end of the ring, you won't lose or gain altitude with respect to the ring. So you'll travel in this plane parallel to the ring, and you can just keep scanning. Okay. What we're looking for is a nice priced asteroid. They're smaller than the others, and they look rounder. That one over there looks promising. I'm not 100% sure. No, that's the wrong shape. That has those long, elongated mounds on the asteroid. That's the wrong shape. We don't want to go for that. That's a false signal. Let's boost a little bit, get a little faster. What is going on here? Take a look at this one. It has the right shape from this distance. This looks promising. This looks promising. Let's see what we have here. This looks like a void opal asteroid. It's smaller. You can detect them at a further distance, and as you get closer, they don't lose their brightness. Open my cargo scoop so I can slow down. Here at 150, as it slows down, you can start deploying a prospector limpet as if you're decelerating. Select it. Let's see what we have.
Prospector limpet engaged.
Alright, this is bromelite. This is not what we want.
Asteroid scan complete.
Close the cargo scoop. Max increase throttle. Get back to our altitude. Look for another one. This one is bright, but it's orange, not yellow. Those have the wrong shape. They're not bright enough at this distance. we're getting very close to the center of the hotspot. But keep in mind, the hotspot is millions of miles wide. You don't have to be in the center to find them. In fact, this is just a place that is most heavily mined. So this is where you probably find the least asteroids with void opals in it. You want to be further away from this hotspot in order to find the best asteroid, or the best concentration of them. Let's take a look what's going on here. That one could be, no, it's elongated. Or is it? Get a little closer. Ah. So this looks promising again.
Cargo scoop deployed. Programming limpet drone.
See, this asteroid, when you get close to it, shines a bright red, sometimes green. Now red, I don't think that's void opals either. Oh, it is void opals.
Engaged.
Okay. So we're in a depleted ring here and we're finding void opals. Okay, well, let's prove that. Let's go to the system map and put your cursor on this planet that we're at. And here above Earth masses, you'll see, under the description, you'll see depleted reserves. It has the icy metal rich ring, 2 icy rings. It doesn't say anything about the rings, but it just says under the description of the planet, it is depleted reserves. Well, it's not depleted. We're finding void opals here. So let's mine these void opals. This is my seismic charge launcher. And see what we got. A high strength fisher over here. Low strength one over here. Get a little closer. Yeah. Turn off my lights. Fire a maximum at this low strength.
Detonation
there we go.
Sequence initiated.
Average strength. Yeah, we can. I'd like to get a little bit further away from that first fissure, so let's do this one. What's this? High strength. Find a maximum at that one. Oh. Now we're starting to get into the blue, so what we're looking for now is another high. That's a high strength right over here. This one is a high strength. This one is a low strength. I'm going to go to this high strength over here, since it's further away from the others, on the opposite side of the asteroid. And I'm just going to fire a light charge at that one. That didn't do it yet. That's average. I'm looking at the right, those bars on the right. I want to get it nice and in the blue. High strength. Running out of time, so I better hurry. Let's fire one up. That one, another light charge. Oh, maybe too much. Oh boy.
Detonation in 10 seconds.
Right. And we've got it all in the blue. So we gotta get away.
Cargo scoop retracted. Finish the disruption.
Alright. So we dislodged, I think it was 11 or 13 void opal minerals fragments. We have a refinery, so we can pick them up. Now here's a tip. Do not start using your abrasion blaster right away. The void opals are now two categories. You have those that are still attached to the asteroid, that has a round icon here. And then you have void opals that are floating in space. The ones that are floating, if you look on the right, has a hull, and that hull already is at 89%. That means that it is depleting, and when that hull gets to 0, it will destroy itself.
Programming limpet drone.
So we're going to get close to the asteroids and start deploying limpets, open the cargo hatch, and wait. And what I want to do is I want to collect all the floating minerals first, before they fully depleted, before their hulls. Uh-oh.
Programming limpet drone.
Shouldn't have selected one. So if you select something, the limpet will pick that up and destroy itself afterwards. It'll expire. But if you have nothing selected, then the limpet controller will keep picking up whatever it can pick up. So here we go. I have 3 limpets active, and there are still quite a few these void opals remaining that are floating around. So let's pick up all of these that are floating, and then we'll start using the abrasion blaster. Now if you look in the meantime in your inventory, you'll see that your void opals are filling up. There are 4 now. If you go down 1, you'll see what is in your refinery hopper or the bins. And this refinery I've used the ship to mine other things. You can see I've mined low temperature diamonds, and my limpets have picked up some grandetterite. I'm interested in the void opals. So this bin will fill up, and then it will, once it's full, it will release a refined void opal into the cargo. So that's what happens. Every fragment is not a void opal. It's a few fragments, or so it takes to make 1 void opal in your cargo hatch. Now, eventually, you're going to fill up your cargo, and you're going to have too many. It's going to fill up the cargo, and you're going to have to get rid of something. What you do is go to your limpets, click on it, go to jettison. Don't select more than 9. When you have 10, you release 10, they explode. So just release 5 at a time. So we'll do that. Release 5 limpets, and then make sure that under contacts here, these canister of limpets, that you have them on the ignore list. So you can put them on the ignore list, and then your limpets won't pick them up again. Otherwise, your limpets are simply going to go and pick up these canisters of limpet controllers, put them back in your cargo space. Alright, it looks like we have picked up all of the floating void opals, and now we can start using the abrasion blaster. This is on the same fire group, and so I'm gonna just start shooting these fragments off of the asteroid. That. This one's too far. No, it's not. And again, once they're released, these void opals will expire after a certain time. So you do want to make sure that you have all your limpets and enough limpets available to pick them up. The limpet controllers will also expire after a certain time. Another thing you want to make sure of is that you leave enough room for the limpet controllers to fly to your ship and into the cargo hatch. If you position your ship with an asteroid in that path, where it approaches your ship, near your ship, the limpet controllers will fly into the asteroid and also expire there, and you won't get your void opals. So make sure there's enough clearance between your ship and asteroids for your limpet controllers to. What do we have here? Void opals. So we want to get close to that one. There we go. That should do it. Oops. That was a little aggressive. Right, pick that one up. And let's see if mine this asteroid. So there we go, 15, 16. See what we get. Yeah, we're going to have 16 void opals from this asteroid, which will give us, what, about 25 million or more just from this one asteroid. And then we'll position our ship again above or below the ring, fly towards a target. Now once I reach this hot spot, I don't want to lose the direction that I've been flying. I don't want to get confused and fly back in the same path that I did, or circle and go through the depleted path again. So I'm going to pick another target. Most people fly back to the planet when they do this. So that path is very likely already mined. So what you do when you've reached the hotspot is go to your navigation and find another hotspot on the ring. That hotspot will be stationary with respect to the hotspot that you chose, irrespective of the what the planets in the system are doing. So just pick any one of them. Let's pick this Painite hotspot. We're just going to use it as a beacon to fly to. And there it is. This is 0.23 light seconds away. That doesn't matter. We just want to have a direction to fly, a general direction to fly, so that we mine a nice path. And that's it. That's it for void opal mining. I'm sure in this depleted ring we'll find plenty of void opals in this hotspot, because it's not really depleted. It's just the planet that's depleted, not the ring. So I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be able to find a full cargo of void opals in this ring. If I can find one so close to the hotspot, I'm going to find more. So come with your ass and mine some void opals. This you see, this is not a void opal asteroid, I believe. Oh, let's test it. It's too smooth. I don't see any fissures, and it lost its color. So if I get close, it loses its color. But that's not a void opal asteroid. That one isn't either. See, it doesn't have a lot of color. It has some color around the edges. That's simply not good enough. That one also. And what do we have here? This looks promising. Looks a little bit promising, I'm not sure. Nope. That's not a void opal asteroid. Not bright enough. Then on the left, in the distance, and it just slipped behind another asteroid here. But let's take a look at that one. It was far away. Looked kind of bright for its distance. And it's kind of roundish. Now it could be a false one. But I'd like to check that one out. I think it is a false one. But let's check it out. Get a little closer. It has the right shape from this angle. Sometimes the elongated ones are just positioned in a way that it looks round. And it's not really. So let's get closer. See. Yeah, I think this is not one. Maybe it is.
Programming limpet drone.
Looks like promising. This could be another void opal asteroid.
Cargo scope deployed. Prospect
Gromolite.
limpet engaged.
Right. Let's take a look at the color of the Gromolite asteroid up close. Okay, it doesn't show the color anymore because we have got the.
Asteroid scan complete.
So we'll have to search further. But anyway, I hope that helped.
Collector limpet expired.
Clearly, the depleted rings are not completely depleted, and I bet that I won't find fewer mineable void opal asteroids in this belt or in this ring than in system or on rings of planets that are supposedly pristine. So don't disregard the pristine, depleted, common, low, medium designations for reserves. I believe those only refer to the planet surfaces. The best thing to do is go a little bit outside the center of the bubble, closer to the edge of the bubble, or even outside the bubble for mining. Look for icy rings. Look for systems with many planets with icy rings. That will give you a good chance of finding void opals in that system. And go and look for void opals. Another thing that is important, of course, is to find a station that's nearby where you can sell your void opals at a good price. The standing price is just under 1.7 million per void opal mineral. And so eddb.io is the website to go to. And you select bodies on in the bar above the website, and then you can select icy rings on the right, and select the reference system you're in, and it will tell you how many planets there are with icy rings and how far they are. Pay attention to how far they are from the star. If they are hundreds of thousands of light seconds away, it'll take you too long to get there. So, this eddb.io, the website, and you can also use that to find stations with good prices for void opals. All right, I hope that helps. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to put it in the comments, and I'll see you next time.